Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Waiting on some folks to come on in. Hope everybody's having a good morning. It's a beautiful morning here in eastern New Mexico. So hope everybody's having a good day. Got my trusty blue cup of coffee. Got my sidekick over here, Dixie, my chocolate lab. And we're just sitting here enjoying the morning. But it's going to be a pretty good day. I hope everybody's having a good day so far. It's been a good morning thus far. Kids aren't screaming. Everybody seems to be happy. Just finished up watching Mama Z's Texas Kitchen. So she made some delicious air fryer chicken tenders. Hey, good morning, Strong Enough to Bend Homestead. How y'all doing? Say, hope everybody's having a good day. So just kind of sitting around, enjoying the morning, watching a little TV, and watching a little YouTube actually on the TV. Good morning, Corgills. How are you this morning? So we're just enjoying our coffee. Hey, I was just over at Mama Z's and we were talking about, y'all know that if you follow her channel that she lives in an apartment, and she was talking about having to worry about her plants getting tore up by some of the neighborhood kids because she doesn't really have a balcony. But I was telling her that I'm happy that I'm planting. Good morning, sweetheart. I have my wife on here. I am planning on planting a small patch out front with some watermelons and cantaloupes just for the kids in the neighborhood. Good morning, Shayla. Corgills, the weather is beautiful. It's nice and sunny. Let's take a peek at the old Tattletale. According to the Tattletale, it's 34 degrees outside, so that's a pretty good morning. It's been as far down as in the teens, so that's a little scary. But my wife's on here asking me questions from the other room. So, hey Jan, how you doing? So, figured I'd get on here, get my live done, get it out the way. Good morning, Jess, J Love Adventures. Figured I'd let y'all know what was going on. Getting ready to get the rototiller probably this next weekend. I know a lot of people don't like to till, but out here in eastern New Mexico, the ground is hard as a rock. So I gotta till up my yard real hard and get some amendments in the soil. Throw down some peat moss and some compost and some other stuff. And hey, Wonders in the Wasteland. And get that stuff in the soil. Throw some gypsum down in there, break that stuff up. Hopefully make this a good productive garden this year. Last year we did pretty good. The soil's not bad. It's just real compact. So we broke it up and it seemed to do pretty good. Good morning, Emma. I just did a small patch this last year. Did only about 12 by 20. But this year we're going to go a lot bigger. We're doing about 25 by 40. and so I got a lot of work to get done. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the grow season. Maddie and I are going to start some plants today. I got to make a trip over to Lowe's and see if I can't pick me up a scrap piece of carpet so I can finish the cat tree. So the cat is starting to get a little claw happy on the furniture. But maybe I'll finish your table when I find a pallet that has some 4x4s in it. Morning, Built on the Rock. But so what do you guys got going? What y'all got going for your gardens this year? You planting in ground? You planting in above ground and raised beds, or what? I'd like to know. So let me know. And if you got a question, hit me in all caps, and I'll try and get your question answered to the best of my ability. Shayla, I'm building a table out of pallet wood, and I've got the whole top finished. I don't have it stained or anything, but the top is all completely built. I just got to get some more wood to finish the legs for it. Hey, KBL Texas Homestead, how y'all doing? So, raised beds, huh, Core Girls? Cool. Wonders in the Wasteland, raised beds and buckets. Nice. That's what I did this past year. So I took a bunch of 55-gallon drums and split them in half long ways and did some raised beds. And then I did a very small in-ground garden. This year I'm still going to do my raised beds. I'm just going to amend my raised beds a little bit more, try and break up the soil in them a little bit more. And I think I'm going to plant my carrots and stuff like that in my raised beds, try and loosen that soil up real good. See if I can have some good luck with carrots. I got some carrots still growing out there, actually, that are starting to get nice and big, and I'm fixing to harvest them. But hopefully I get a good turnout this year. Whoo! Jess, that's a lot of raised beds. 700 square feet, and your buckets. Yeah, I forgot about the buckets. I love growing in buckets. This past year I did 4 cushaw plants in buckets, and I did some cantaloupe in buckets, and they turned out great. I even put up a little trellis for them, just a pallet really, so that they could climb a little bit. They did pretty well. I was kind of shocked. But the only hard part was keeping them watered good, because I made the mistake of putting the drain holes a little too low. We have a problem with neighborhood cats, unfortunately. We've got a neighbor that lives 2 doors down that feeds the strays in the neighborhood, and as you know, with outdoor cats, they like to use the bathroom pretty much wherever the soil is soft, which usually means they try and get into my garden. So this year, though, I think we're going to break down. As long as I've got the money, I'm going to break down. I'm going to buy a 100-foot section of the electric fence from Premier One, and I'm going to put that around my garden. Let them little suckers try and get in there then. They'll get good and zapped. That'll wake them up, keep them away from my garden. But got a whole row of tomatoes going in along my other neighbor's fence. He's a super nice guy, and this past year my cherry tomatoes and my homestead tomatoes just climbed right up and over our 4-foot fence, and we're on both sides, and so we both enjoyed the harvest. Yeah, Jessica, those darn cats, man, I'm here to tell you, they are a pain. You know, I love cats. That's what's so sad. I really do. But we've tried everything. I've put out mothballs. I've spread out pepper, coffee grounds, all that stuff. And the coffee grounds helps a little bit. I mix my coffee grounds with black pepper, and that helps a little bit. That keeps them away from right at the house. But other than that, built on the rock. That's what I did this past year. I did an 8-foot deer fence that I got from Tractor Supply, and it worked. Don't get me wrong, it worked real good. But it's plastic. I mean, and I'm kind of looking for something a little sturdier. If y'all saw some of my older videos, good morning, Sherry, at Two Family Homestead. I did that deer fence, and somebody pitched a cigarette from back in the alley or something, and caught my grass on fire as it was. I mean, it was dying. It was late summer, and melted part of my plastic deer fence. So so I wish my fence was permanent. So, but that's why I'm looking at some other options like some Premier One fencing or something like that. But hopefully that Premier One will get the job done. I really want to keep those cats out of there. I've got plans to fix up the back fence. Unfortunately, we're on a rental property, so I can't really put in too much permanent stuff. So all my above ground gardens are all in those barrels, so that I can easily just load them up and take them wherever we go. Y'all saw I did my blueberries. I did my blueberry bushes and put them in self-wicking tubs, so that we can move those. Hey, Nathan. And put those in the self-wicking tubs so that we'd be able to take those with us wherever we went. And hopefully it'll get the job done. I put up a small piece of fence back in the back, just fixing our side fence along the yard over here where I grew my tomatoes, and that helped a little bit. But those darn cats, they get in pretty much anywhere. So, like I said, this year I think I'm upping my game, and I'm going to go electric. But oh, feral hogs, yeah. Hey, I used to live in East Texas, so believe me, I know all about them feral hogs. Excuse me. I hunted those things solid for 4 straight years, and I tore them up. Well over 100 hogs in 4 years, and I don't think I even made a dent. I did on one guy's property that was nice enough to let me hunt there, but he had a really big herd going on, and I took about 25 out of his herd, and I think that only left him with about 10. So he's probably due for some upkeep, but them hogs, they breed quick. But yeah, it was something else. I didn't have them at my house in East Texas, but we had a neighbor behind us that he had a pretty good size spread, and he would get them every once in a while. But where I lived, I only had an acre back there, but it was a nice acre, and but they will dig it up. There's some folks down at the end of the road there that they couldn't even bother to plant a garden, because every time they did, it just got tore up until they completely fenced it off, and were able to keep them out. My puppy dog's sitting up against me, and she's kind of warm. Come on, baby. Oh, whew. Yes, I know. So, morning, Emma, over at Sunny's place. How you doing this morning? But we're looking at some property out of town. I've got about 7 more years till I can retire from my civil service job, and so we're thinking about buying a small house or a house and some property, just pay it off in the next 7 years, and then buy our forever property sometime during that time. We don't really look to stay out here, but yep, Del Rio is covered up with hogs. I applied for a couple of jobs out there and tried to get on down there. But, all right, come on, come here. She's sitting here whining at me. Hi, baby. So, raccoons, huh? Yeah, that'd tear up your garden pretty good. I haven't seen any of them around here. Too many stray dogs and stray cats in the area, I guess. But we did. I can't remember if it was last year or year before. We did have a wolf come through the yard, and we were trying to figure out where the heck that came from. But my wife went out in the yard, and sure enough, there it was. She said it looked pretty rangy, so it had been out there a while, but who knows? Yeah. Hey, Ann's Tiny Life, how you doing this morning? Moved north? How you guys doing? But yeah, the chickens. Where I grew up in Northern California, we lost a bunch to raccoons and skunks and weasels. So they're all pretty rotten, especially when it comes to chickens. So that's kind of what we're hoping to get this year. I know we live in town, but the city ordinance allows for us to have a couple of chickens anyway. So I figure we might get about a half dozen of them and see how that goes. I know a guy that doesn't live too far from me, and he raises chickens for eggs. So I won't have anything special, but there'll be egg layers. I already talked to him, and he's got some that are at about the 3-year mark, about 3 years old. And so he's getting ready to start culling. And I said, hey, if you want to get rid of them, I'll take a few. So he was happy about that. But yeah, the property we're looking at, I just looked at one this week, about 20 miles from us here, that it's in a better school district, which is nice. But 66 acres with a 4-bedroom house on it, and they only want $75,000 for it. That was a heck of a deal. So I'm looking at that one pretty tough. Mountain lion killed one of your goats. That's not good. That's not good. I haven't had to deal with any bear, not here in New Mexico. When I lived in Northern California, yeah, I had to deal with a bunch of them. I grew up about an hour from Reno, Nevada. So Maddie wants chickens, ducks, and quail. One quail? One quail. What am I going to do with one quail? Eat it. I could eat it. My wife just said my daughter wants chickens, ducks, and one quail. Oh, your gravel didn't get delivered? Oh, man. Yeah, you got to get that gravel in so you can get the rest of your stuff in there. A baby pig and a baby goat, my wife says. New Mexican bear, huh? Oh, I'd kill to have 2.5 acres. I'm on I think it's technically considered a 1/10 of an acre. I don't even think it's that big. It's like 0.87. So or 0.087. Yeah, it's a little less than 1/10 of an acre. So I think our lots here are about 80 by 140 or 80 by 120, something like that. So they're not real big. So a pig. Emma wants a pig and what? Fish. Everybody wants me to do my aquaponics. So good morning, Mandy. So yeah, I might start an aquaponics tank this year too. Got to first things first. Got to get the garden tilled, and then I may start working on a small greenhouse. Probably looking at about a 12 by 20, something like that. If I can find the room for it in that small yard. But if I can't, I'll just go small. I'll go about 10 by 10, something like that. Call it good. I'll be happy. I'll have a place to start seeds and stuff like that. So grow a little bit of stuff this fall. But there you go. Nice pond out back. See, that's what we want. We want a place with some property so I can put in a nice pond and put in some fish and bunch of fruit trees and stuff like that. So we're looking. But yeah, I've got a source for some IBC totes, cheap. So I think I'm gonna go pick up a couple of IBC totes and do a chop and flip aquaponics system. So I'll probably wait until I get my greenhouse built and put it in the greenhouse. So it'll kind of do double duty in there. I'll be able to do some just do aquaponics beds in there. So that would be nice. So be able to set my seed trays right on top of the aquaponics beds and grow them that way. But oh no, your pond's got a leak, huh? That would not be good. So how are you this morning, Morrises? Brian Lois Hills Homestead. Good morning. So yep. So we're trying to get her going. So it's kind of tough, Hey, we make do with what we've got, though, right? We live in town. We follow the rules, or maybe we just bend them a little bit. Bend them, don't break them, right? So, but yeah, I've got you have too many fish. Huh? Well, get some fishing done, girl. Yeah, I've got my aquaponics system. The way I have it figured out is that I'm either going to raise bluegill or catfish. So there's a source for tilapia here in New Mexico. It's down in southern New Mexico. Good morning, Hoppy Sabbath. It's down in southern New Mexico. It's a real good source, but for tilapia, but a lot of people up here seem to frown on tilapia, so they don't like to ship them up here, or I would have to go pick them up. So whereas catfish I can pick up right over here in Lubbock or Amarillo, they have a truck that comes through. So, and the same with bluegill, or I can throw a weighted net out in some of the local lakes and catch bluegill. But good morning, Terry. How are you this morning? So I'm hoping that we can do bluegill and catfish. I'd love to do tilapia, but I think catfish probably be the best for us. They're a little slower growing, but my wife and I both love catfish. So okay, I love catfish. She likes catfish. but they've got to be breaded and fried just right. So, which I know how to do. So, but yeah. Anyway, how's everybody doing this morning? We've got about what 14 people in here now. Right on. Good deal. It's a whole lot more successful than my last live. Of course, that was mostly my fault. Well, I'm gonna go cut some holes. Those catfish will still taste good. Yes, bluegill are a good replacement for tilapia. And they grow almost as big. I mean, you can top out a bluegill at about a little over a pound, almost a pound and a half. I've seen them big. So, and you can get the hybrids. I mean, you can get the brim, some good hybrid fish that'll grow a little bit bigger. So, Colorado Springs. Yeah, I would imagine it's still a little cold up there. And a lot of stuff still frozen over. So, I know I am. I was raised on a ranch in Northern California and used to go fishing pretty much every weekend that I wasn't hunting. And out here in eastern New Mexico, about the only place there is to fish is lakes. Not real big on lake fishing, but I mean, it's okay. I mean, I'll throw a trot line out on the edge of the lake, but I'd rather fish for trout or, something like that. Now don't get me wrong. I love to catch some perch and bluegill and catfish and stuff like that. But I like some small bodies of water. I'm not a big lake fisherman. So, but hey, Fosters, how are you this morning? So, yeah, I've got some big old bluegill too. I mean, big fat ones, and I mean, if you raise them in OMG. Good morning. How are you this morning? If you raise them and feed them right, they'll get pretty big. So, but I've caught some pretty big ones myself. Used to take my oldest two daughters out fishing. We lived a little lake in Northern California called Round Valley, and it was just absolutely filled with bluegill. Emma, oh, you're from Southern California. So I was born in Southern California, Fontana actually. So Inland Empire. So born at Kaiser Hospital in Fontana. My pops worked for the Forest Service before we moved north. So yeah, we did a lot of deep sea fishing too. So most of the time we went from up north, but occasionally we'd drive down as far as San Diego and catch a charter down there. So, but was up in Alaska for a while too, and you want to talk about some fishing. Woo wee! Love me some fishing up there in Alaska. Glendale. Ah, okay, yeah. My grandmother lived in Folsom, so. And Glendale down south. Yep. I lived in Fontana, San Bernardino, Cedar Pines Park up near Crestline, Big Bear area. So I was stationed at Norton Air Force Base for quite a while. My two oldest daughters were born at March Air Force Base over in Riverside. So, well, Moreno Valley technically. Oh, gotta have the coffee, folks. Gotta have the coffee. Oh, Terry, yeah, Butte County. You guys were our neighbors. I grew up in Plumas County, over just outside of Quincy on the Reno, Nevada side. So I actually grew up in a little town called Sloat. Your father-in-law lives in Idaho. Yep. I've got family in Boise, Idaho right now. So I kind of have family all over the place. So. Yep. Moreno. I've still got friends out in Moreno Valley and Riverside and that whole area out there. Still got friends all over and family all over Northern California. Foster's lived in the Sacramento area. I was stationed at McClellan Air Force Base and Beale Air Force Base. So I was at Beale Air Force Base for 10 years. So I probably know exactly where you guys were. So, yep, had a nice acre of land out there. Unfortunately, my next door neighbor was a junkyard, but hey, nobody came out there and messed with me. And I had a deal with the junkyard guy that nobody would break in to the backside of his property and steal stuff because that's where I lived. So he gave me free range of the stuff that was there. A great uncle that retired from an Air Force base in Idaho. Yep. There's a couple of them up there. I've been to Twin Falls, but that's the only one I've actually that's the only one I've been to up there. So grew up in Santa Ana, and your parents moved to Mission Viejo. Okay. Remodeled houses up on Fort Carson. Oh, nice. Sacramento High, huh? Right on. Yeah, most of my family's up Northern California, Redding, Anderson, up that way, Wairika, Montague. Still have family up in Oregon. So I kind of got family all over the place. But still got my house over in East Texas, so I think that's probably where we'll stay when we go to the Bayou Bash. So if we decide not to get a hotel, but I've got my oldest daughter lives in Shreveport, so I get to go visit her and go visit my granddaughter, and my next oldest daughter lives in South Carolina, so might be a little bit before I get out there, but my folks are in Florida. So and our son lives in northern Louisiana. Our 22-year-old daughter lives in down Houston area. So I said we kind of got family all over the place. So so doesn't want to stay in California anymore. Yeah, I don't blame her. When I left California, I swore I'd never live there again, and I won't. Even Northern California, unless Northern California becomes a separate state. If Northern California became a separate state, then I would probably go back, but I don't want anything to do with those folks down in Southern California or the Bay Area, or take everything from the Bay Area south down through Fresno and take all that and make it Southern California. So sorry, catching up on my chat here. First day of freshman high school, you learn Sacramento High School is the second oldest high school west of the Mississippi. Yeah, and I can't remember what the first one is. I know that where I lived in Marysville, California, when I was stationed at Beale, Marysville is the oldest incorporated city in the state of California. So, but I don't know if their high school is the oldest. Yeah, exactly, Emma. It's a great place to visit, or as I like to say, it was a great place to be from. Corgill's originally from Midland, Texas. Yeah, I visited Midland a few times too, even while I was in the service. So had to go out there to do a couple of TDYs. Hey, Three Pines Farm and Forge. Yeah. Hey, awesome. You broke 100. Cool. Congratulations on that. Yeah, I'm a little late on my 300 subscriber giveaway for next week, but I'm getting closer to 400. But I wanted to make sure that that I was going to be able to get the seeds that I wanted to give away. So um, I had some contact with Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and so we were able to work out a deal. I got some good recommendations from her. She gave me some good ideas for seeds for the giveaway. So never move back to Southern. No way. I'll never move back to California. So especially not Southern California. So San Diego at Camp Pendleton. Yep. I know how that is. Missouri is pretty awesome, but unfortunately we have some family there that we just don't want to see. I'm sure everybody has at least one of those. But we are, for the most part, we're looking at Tennessee, Kentucky, even North Carolina. It just depends on where we can find just the right place, So, but I know what we got here. Oh, Hoppy Sabbath's having some trouble ordering from Baker Creek. I've never had any problems ordering from them. I've always had really good luck with them. They get real busy during certain times of the year, and that makes it a little difficult, especially if you're trying to phone in an order and actually talk to somebody. But good morning, y'all over at Southern Blessed. How are you this morning? Are you enjoying your retirement? 29 stumps. Yeah. Sorry, Jessica said she was in Southern California when she was a kid. Her dad was at 29 Palms. I've always called it 29 stumps. So, yep. We used to go over there to do long-range weapons training when I was stationed at Norton Air Force Base. So, as with many of the bases I've been to, they are now closed. So I think there's only a couple of them left that I've been stationed at that are still open. Beale Air Force Base is still open, and so is Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana. So, so Foster's, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed where I lived in Marysville. I really did. Marysville. I grew up further north from there. I grew up in the mountains, but so for me, the flatland is hell. So living out here in eastern New Mexico is for me, it's like a curse. So, oh no, we're not thinking of moving. Well, what we're doing is we're looking at property. So right now we're looking at property around the area. Hey, at the Busy Little House, how y'all doing? Hey, Lauren Ann. Robertson's Belly Acres, how you doing this morning? No, we're looking in the area, just trying to find a place in the area for now. I've got 7 more years at my civil service job. I already retired from the Air Force in '09, and went back to work doing security work for a little while, and then went to work for Boeing for a little while, and now I'm working civil service again. So, but so I got about 7 more years of that, and then I can retire. So, TS drags. Oh yeah, Marysville is having a homeless problem. It was starting to get bad when I left back in '07, but yeah. So we're looking at property here in our area. Just trying to find something, something good, something with a little bit of land. I found a couple of places that are in an area that we would consider living. They've got some of the best schools in the state, probably because it's such a small little town, and they only have, I think the average is 5 students per classroom, so 5 students per teacher, which it's no wonder they have such good test scores, huh? But yeah, it's a nice little town. So, but the 2 places I'm looking at right now that are in our price range are, I mean, one of them's only on 1/4 of an acre, which is still fine. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm on less than 1/10 of an acre here, but it's a big, beautiful house. But there's one across the rail tracks that's on 66 acres. So, and it's still a little bit more expensive, but still within the price range that we could afford. But, so we're seriously looking at them. So got a couple things to do to mend a few bad decisions first. Get the credit rating back up, but -9 degrees. Holy cow. Mansfield's about 3 hours. Mansfield, Louisiana, Emma? Or Texas? It was very strange living in Wascom on the Texas-Louisiana state line, because you learn real quick that there are places that have the same name in both states. So that was always fun. Oh, Foster's, congratulations that you just purchased 10.5 acres. That's awesome. Yes, I have, Emma. Unfortunately, a lot of the homes here in this area are Mansfield, Missouri. Yeah, yeah. A lot of the homes in this area are really old. Built in, some of them were built in the teens. So, but a lot of them were built in the 20s and 30s, and have only been partially updated, like to like 70s standards. So a lot of them won't qualify for VA, unfortunately. Now the one across the rail tracks, that I might be able to qualify that one VA. So if I qualify that one VA, it would definitely be worth it. But because I think it was built in the 60s. So Smith Family Ranch, how are you this morning? Walker Farm fam, hey y'all. So is everybody having a good day? I hope everybody's having a good day. It's a beautiful day. It's let's see we've been on here about almost 45 minutes now, and look, it's already warmed up to 36 degrees instead of 34. So that's a good day in my book. Supposed to get up to 61 today here. Tomorrow it's supposed to get up to almost 70. So be a good weekend to work outside. So Monday is supposed to be in the upper 60s as well. So Lauren, lots of lambs today. Oh, you're lambing, huh? Cool. Used to have lambs when I lived in Northern California. Loved them. Absolutely loved them. Exactly, Shayla, exactly. It's not easy to qualify for the VA because of their restrictions. It's not the restrictions on the individual either. The individual can qualify for it, no problem. It's the restrictions on the home that you're trying to buy. There are so many things that it has to pass. It's ridiculous. So, plants, trees. Oh, right on, right on. Oh, you're planting trees for the kids. The kids got Valentine's. Oh, right on, right on. Good deal. So, only getting up to 37, huh, Jess? Yeah, I don't know about that. It surprisingly enough, it warms up pretty well here. Even in the cold weather. I mean, we had a couple of days last week. I'm sure a lot of people got part of that same storm when we ended up with snow. No, unfortunately, you can't get fixer-upper loans with VA. It either qualifies or it doesn't. So, and unfortunately, that's the problem. Now, you can eat the cost of that fix-up and then get the loan if it passes. But other than that, you can't do it. So, yeah, oh, cool. So, yeah, I have never used my VA before. And I figured that if I was gonna, it would have to be worth it, you know. So, because I know sometimes you can't, it's a little tougher. I've got a couple of buddies that have had trouble getting rid of theirs, but Smith Family Ranch, how you doing today? So, um, but hey, it is what it is. That's okay. It's all good. If it was meant to be, it was meant to be. And my wife and I have new here, so we'll have to see where Carthage is. Ah, yeah. Hey, Food Forest Permaculture. Good morning. How are you this morning? On your way to a seed exchange. Oh, outstanding. I did a couple of seed swaps this year, and I've gotten a ton of good seeds this year to grow. So even got some that I was planning on buying, some Brad's Atomic Grapes and some Carolina Reapers. So oh, it's all good. Don't be sorry for cooking breakfast. We all got to eat, right? Oh, you used your hubby's VA loan, but not yours. Yeah. I'm still looking at it. I could probably get it. The one house I could, it might qualify. I know the one directly in town definitely won't qualify because it was built in 1927. So I'm pretty sure it won't qualify. But price range wise, the fact that it's been on the market for 2 years. Good morning, Weber Homestead or Weber Homestead, depending on how you pronounce it. It's at a price range and it's been on the market for 2 years. I could probably offer them a considerably lower amount and they would probably take it. So, Happy Sabbath, you got some Apocalypse Scorpion peppers and some Carolina Reapers. Nice. I have some Boot Jalokia Ghost peppers and some Carolina Reapers. And I'm looking forward to growing both of them. I just got to remember to, I think I'm going to plant them in one of my raised beds away from the rest of the peppers and away from the rest of the garden. So I don't want to take the chance of cross-pollinating and getting hot bell peppers again. My wife and I both love bell peppers. My wife really loves bell peppers, but she doesn't like the heat. So Emma says another option, FHA. Oh yeah. The USDA and VA are similar in their requirements. Right. So I'm looking at those too. My problem is for most conventional type loans is I have bad credit. So too many bad decisions in my past and didn't take care of some of them. So it unfortunately it impacted my credit, but that's okay. I'll make it work. So if it was meant to be, it was meant to be, and the good Lord above will lead us to the right place. I'm a firm believer in that. So when the right place comes along, the right place comes along. Yeah, move north. You're right. Hot bell peppers were definitely a shock. Good morning, Mary Carter. How are you this morning? They were definitely a shock. I grew these beautiful bunch of bell peppers when we still had our house in Texas, when we still lived there, and brought them in. Had a great harvest, and brought them in, and we started eating them. And my wife was like, "These are hot." I was like, "What?" She said, "These are hot." And so I started eating them, and sure enough, they were hot. They were. I think I had them a little too close. Can't remember if I had them close to my habaneros or if I had them close to the jalapenos. But of course, my jalapenos and my habaneros were both pretty close to one another, so could have been either one. But busy little house. Hey, watch so many animal lives. Yeah, There's oh yeah. Student loans are a killer. My wife's got one of those. That's another one that we're working on, is the student loans. So got to knock all that crud out before we can really get going and get us a good place. So hey, congratulations, 5 lambs, son Lauren, outstanding. So hey, Fosters, you have a great day, huh? And enjoy the day. I don't know about y'all, but talking about all this growing's got me itching to do some more planting. So Maddie found a seed the other day on the floor. Give me a second, y'all. I gotta show you this. Hold on. My daughter Maddie found a seed on the floor and said we had to plant it. And so this is what we've got. I'm pretty sure it's a squash. It might be a cushaw, but she made sure that we planted it. So I've got a little tiny greenhouse here in the living room, and that's what I've been starting my seeds in. But you wish you could have slept in. Your hubby got up. Oh, had to load the semi for the house yesterday. Yeah. I remember what moving was like. Built on the rocks. Got 3 more goat kids. 3 more goat kids, and more on the way. Oh wow. So move north. Oh, your daughter just paid her student loan off. Yep. Congrats. That's a big one for us. So we are finally in a position now that we can start chunking some money at it and pay it off pretty fast. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. You woke up with a worm in the middle of your kitchen floor. That would have been a fun one. So Lauren, you guys are up to 40 lambs and you got 60 more due. Holy cow. That's a lot of lambs. And you've got 50 goats due in April. Whoo! That's a big chunk of animals to feed. Well, I don't know about y'all, but my cup of coffee is getting fairly close to the bottom. And we've been on for getting close to an hour now, 55 minutes. So I really do appreciate y'all stopping in and seeing me. Student loans are a bear. So, oh, and for those of you that caught my last one and commented on my quilt behind me, I'm pretty sure that it was the one that my grandma made, and if it wasn't the one my grandma made, then it's the one that my mom made. So thank you. I appreciate that. So anyway, y'all, I hope y'all have a blessed weekend, and I hope all those animals come out good. Everybody's doing good. And heck, I ain't in a hurry to get off of here. What the heck? I'll tell you what, I'll go get a refill. Y'all chat for a second. Yep. Okay. Well, I was thinking about it this morning, and I went ahead and I filled up my thermos. Well, I have a 30-ounce coffee cup, which for most people is about probably 4 cups of coffee. And I drink about 3 or 4 of those a day. All right, we're good to go. Nice full cup of coffee. But, hey Lauren, what type of rabbits do you have? I know that my wife wants to get one or 2. My youngest daughter, Maddie, wants to get some. And I know I've already talked to the landlords, and they said rabbits are good. We can have rabbits. So I've thought about doing a California meat rabbit, or even some silver foxes or something like that. Amen to that. Coffee, nectar of the gods. So, but yeah, we're not really sure. Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, how y'all doing? House rabbit. My Rex, Harlequins, and New Zealands. Okay. My second oldest had a house rabbit, and he used to wander around the house, went to the bathroom in the litter box, just like she taught him. So he was pretty cool. But I love coffee too. Even in the summertime, I'm drinking coffee. People look at me like I'm crazy. It's 100 degrees outside, and I got a cup of coffee in my hand. Emma, why haven't you had coffee in over a week? Are you on a detox? I couldn't go without coffee for a week. A day? That'd even be pushing it. But not a week. Oh. So, where's everybody going this year? What kind of events are you planning on hitting? I know, bronchitis. Okay. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, in that case, I might have to limit it to 1 cup, but one of these, of course. I know we're planning on doing the Bayou Bash and HOA for sure. But we're still talking about the shindig. We're still not sure yet, but it's one of those things that we just kind of have to play it by ear, see how the finances are when it gets a little closer to that point. But yeah, we do plan on going to at least the Bayou Bash and HOA this year. So, yes, coffee is life. Life is coffee. And chickens. Chickens are good. So, you hold your own event called The Gathering. It's at our house. Oh, just family reunion style get together. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think my family's talking about doing a family reunion. I don't know if they're going to do it this year or next year in Northern California. So I don't know if I'm going to get that or not, but we will definitely look into that. Hey, Smith Family Ranch, email me some info on that, okay? My email link is on my about page, and shoot me an email about that, and maybe the wife and I can make a few more of these. Since we just got a bunch of bills paid off and got the tax return coming in and pay off a bunch more bills. So did everybody get your taxes done? I know I'm kind of an early bird. I get a jump on it. My W-2 comes out and boom, done. I went about 10 years without doing my taxes and paid the price, literally. So Shindig, Baker Creek, and now Carthage. So there you go. There you go. He's in Davenport, Iowa, getting unloaded. Okay. Last year it was in October, but you're thinking September. Yeah, I know HOA is in October, so. Student loan debt, rent. Yeah, see, and that's exactly what we're running into, Jessica, is that student loan debt and we rent, and I'm renting and paying a mortgage. So yeah, try that one on for size. I'm still paying a mortgage on my house in East Texas, and I'm renting my house here in New Mexico. So yeah, I did, Smith. Believe me, I did. Well, it was a combination of things, but yeah, I got hurt pretty bad in taxes. So last year was the first tax return I got back in 15 years. So yeah, it hurt me pretty good. So, and that doesn't include the ones that I didn't file. So that was because I didn't file. So yeah, I haven't got I've got my state return back already. Got that back last week, but not the federal. The federal, they said I've got to wait until, they said start checking next weekend. So actually on my next live is when I'm supposed to know whether or not I'm going to be getting it. It was very expensive, Jessica, very expensive. Well over $50,000 expensive. So I could have almost bought another house with it. So matter of fact, I think it was closer to $75,000. So now when my W-2 drops, my taxes get done. So so I'm not messing around with it anymore. But oh man, still don't have the W-2, huh? They're supposed to have those available already. Oh, for last year. Yeah, yeah. I've got another friend who is doing the same thing. He's fighting with the company that he worked for, and the sad part is he only worked for him for 4 months, and his address hasn't changed, but he still doesn't have his W-2 from him. So, because he started a new job in May, and but he only worked for him for the first 4 months of the year. So. But yeah, so we are going to try and hit as many of the events as we can possibly hit, financially speaking. As long as the weather's right, the finances are right, and So April 18th, you're doing a meetup in Carthage, Missouri, huh? I don't know if I can get up there that soon, but it's a possibility. Who knows? So the wife and I have been talking about going to the one at Baker Creek, but we're still not sure about that either. So I might have her convinced at looking at some property in the northeastern part of the Ozarks, so in Arkansas, but we'll just have to wait and see about that too. I'm kind of liking the Tennessee area, Tennessee and Kentucky, so good tax benefits for retirees too. So yeah, I've been concentrating on getting seeds. Like I need more. I know some of y'all have seen how many seeds I have, and it's starting to get to the point where I'm going to have to do like Jess over at Roots and Refuge and get myself a seed dresser. So if I get too many more, but I've got the tote that I got is full. I've got another tote that's getting full, so we're gonna have to do something. So spring is almost here. That's what we're gonna do. Spring is almost here, and we'll plant and plant and plant and plant. So I love seed starting, especially with my little one. Maddie is so much fun to start seeds with. It's so much fun to see the hope in her eyes, and when they start to pop up, it's even better. She just absolutely loves it when they start popping up. Northeastern Arkansas would be by you, huh? Oh, you'll take any extra seeds, huh? Yeah, there's no such thing as a seed sickness. I keep trying to tell my wife, you can never ever have too many seeds. It's just not possible. That's like having too much money. It's just not possible, or a car too fast. A 4 foot by 2 foot by 6 foot shelf for you, or a 4 inch by 2 inch by 6 inch shelf. Jess. My seeds, I don't know how much room they would cover, but I know that I've got a bunch of bins that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I have 6 of those. They're about I guess they're about a foot long, about 5 inches wide, and about 5-inch sides on them, and I have 6 of those completely full. So, and it's overflowing into other areas. So, nope, never have too many seeds. So, but I do need to. It's February. It's time to get out and plant some bulbs. I've got some bulbs that I have to plant. I was going to wait because we weren't sure whether or not we were going to be here, but now that we know we're going to be here for the grow season, I am definitely going to get out and get those planted. So, and then it should be all good. Yep. Bronchitis will definitely slow down any of your gardening stuff. So, when it's hard to breathe, it's hard to do anything. So. Hey, Suburban Homestead, Wyoming, you guys have a good one. Have a great day. Going to breakfast. Yeah, there you go. Not sure when the last time the wife and I went out to eat was. We were doing keto for so long that I think we kind of forgot how to go out to eat. And we got off keto for a little while, and now we're back on it. So, it paid the price for being off of it. A busy little house. Amen to that. Garden. God put us in a garden first, so you got that right. Never can have too many seeds. So. All right, y'all. Well, we've been on about an hour and 10 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and call it a good day, call it a successful day, a successful live. I hope y'all have a blessed day, and good Lord watches out for you and keeps y'all safe. I'd hate to come back for another live and y'all not be here. So y'all have a blessed day. We appreciate y'all, and God bless y'all. Thank you.